Good. Good. Okay. Let's do it to it. Oh, there's a raindrop. Is it gonna rain, Sophie? Sophie. Good Lord, that was bad. That was really bad.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry. That time across town took me way longer than
Oh
I had
no.
anticipated.
No worries.
Oh, it looks nice and cool. It was a little bit rainy.
Yep, it just started.
Okay, we love that section.
Oh yeah. It shouldn't, it's like one cloud, so I don't think it'll last very long. Knock on wood.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
Come on.
That's not too
There we
bad.
go. Yeah.
All right. How was your day?
It was good. It was long,
It was,
but
yeah.
you know, it's just work. Work is work.
It's, girl, sometimes I feel that. Sometimes I feel that. I had one of
Yeah.
the body work ladies show up at the barn today. She's like, "Hey, Jackie, how are you?" And I was like, "I'm here."
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, "Oh," and I was like, sometimes it's just one of those days.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But it was not too bad. I really shouldn't complain. It was fine. It's just like everyone's trying to like fit in extra if they can before I'm gone next week. And so when you
Oh,
texted me and you're like, "Can we do a little later?" I'm like, "Actually, yes, we can."
perfect.
Honestly, I bet the rain
Yeah,
feels kind of good and it's less buggy.
it really does. Like it's nice
Okay,
and
good.
cool. It's like
Good.
still, but not like stale. So it's good.
That's good.
I just walked right through their path. That's my bad.
Well, that little thing seems speedy on its legs.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Good
that thing is
girl. Oh my
hilarious.
goodness.
I'm
I
just
know.
cracking
She's
up.
so cute. I moved the walk poles closer,
Okay.
and I don't know. Because yesterday it felt like she might be reaching a little bit, but maybe
Okay.
today I put them too close because she's kind of like clipping all the way through. So I don't
Okay.
know. We'll
Do
find
you
a medium.
know like how many steps did you do? Did you do like three,
So
3.5?
yesterday I did, usually for her walk poles, I'll do like 3.5 to
Okay.
like kind of encourage her out. But since they were
Hmm.
raised, yesterday I just did 3.
Okay.
Now they're at like 2.5.
Okay.
So like I didn't change them a ton, but
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe she's also just not picking up her feet, which is also an option.
Okay. So why don't you just go ahead and walk through them when you make your way around
Okay.
before we put her up to the trot, and that way, if you
Uh-huh.
need to hop off and move them before we get going, we can do that.
Sweet.
And then I'll just kind of zoom in on them and make sure we're not too close for them.
Okay.
Here though, she's actually so ideally like the we want her to start to reach out a little bit more with the front legs. It's not so much the push from behind. Like I think
Uh-huh.
she doesn't really reach through the shoulder as much. And so
Okay.
that's why I was trying to think like having the walk poles there would kind of encourage her to reach a little bit more through her shoulder and
Mm-hmm.
open up that shoulder area and see if we can get her to reach out a little bit more in the front end. There you go.
Gotcha. That's kind
Okay.
of like my threshold where I start to lose you in the earbuds, so I'll try and stay.
Okay.
All right. Sophie, good Lord.
Mm, they don't seem,
Smooth.
yeah. So walk back through them
Yeah.
and we'll see if she can come to the party a little bit more on that one.
Okay.
They don't seem like they're too tight, but let me see if she'll
Okay.
actually pick her feet up through them and go a little bit more. So now here, let the walk slow down just a little bit. There, and then eyes up. Now a little squeeze.
There.
Yeah, I think those
Much
are okay.
better. That was her
So just
best
think,
walk there.
yeah, like when you come through them, just slow the walk down a little bit. So remember, we've been working on like slowing the tempo of it, right? In order for her to kind of
Mm-hmm.
keep the rhythm there. So just slow her down like a littlest teeny bit when you go through them so that she actually has to pick up her feet and place the front feet down a little bit
Okay.
slower. Because I think
Gotcha.
that's part of it too, is like she gets a little bit rushy through them. And so
Mm-hmm.
then she's not actually like articulating through each of the legs. She's just kind of like shuffling through a little bit, right? And
Gotcha.
that's a teeny bit of like what throws her off and like gets her a little lateral too is when
Mm-hmm.
she does get like too speedy almost in the walk. So the
Okay.
challenge is going to be like keeping enough of a tempo, like a forward tempo, but without
Mm-hmm.
losing the rhythm. And that's kind of what I've been
Okay.
talking to you about is like we always want to think, okay, I would rather her slow down a little bit to
Mm-hmm.
understand and be more regular in the walk than to be
Mm-hmm.
going with like a crazy fast moving walk and just locking behind the saddle and kind of shuffling along, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and put her up to the trot. And I just want you to think, see if you can get a little bit of that nice stretchy trot that we had at the end yesterday, where she's
Okay.
like pushing a little bit more, but like reaching her head and her neck out a teeny bit.
Gotcha.
Good. And you can think a little shoulder fore into the trot there.
Good girl.
Good. Yeah,
Good
super.
girl.
Really nice. There you go. Good. And then just kind of keep her on this bigger half of the arena where you feel like you can
Uh-huh.
kind of push her off the inside leg a couple steps and then let go of the rein a little bit and ask her to soften down a little bit more. There you
Good
go.
girl. Yeah.
Good. Good. And then, yep,
Good
little step
girl.
over. And now think both legs
Yes.
together. Press her out a little bit. That was good. There you go. And then as she's kind of going around, just feel like you can take a little bit of that counter bend, straighten her, and then press her out a little bit more, and then a little true bend, straighten her, and press her out a little bit more. And think here that your leg stays forward at the girth. Yep. So you can push the front legs out a little bit further so she can reach forward and down.
Good.
Yeah, there you go. Good. There you go. Good. And then a little bit bigger trot here. So now think first ask from the leg. There you go. Good, Julia. And then you're going to change directions to the left, keeping the stretch. Think a little leg yield off the new inside leg as she comes across to change directions. Good. And then press her off the inside leg. Yeah, super there. Good. And then a little right rein feel. Ask her to soften down.
Yeah,
Yes,
good
there you
more.
go. Good.
More.
And then now just think like the hands aren't going to come any wider than that, right? So you can
Okay, right.
open them a little bit, but then bring them back. Yep. Good. There you go. Little counter bend. Yes, exactly. Good. And then straighten her. Close leg at the girth. Feel that it's that back of your calf part. Feeling that weight on the
There you
ball
go.
of your stirrup. Yes.
There she goes.
Good. And then I kind of want to play with something a little bit here. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to ask for the canner, but I want you to keep her in a little bit of a longer frame and see if we can
Okay.
get her to like stretch her back a little bit before we start
Sweet.
to pick her up. So we're going to start
Sounds
incorporating some of your canner in a little bit of the stretchy frame too.
Cool.
You can shorten the reins like a little bit, but ideally she still keeps her neck out. And then you think about sitting a little bit taller, shoulders over your seat bone. And then you can sit a little bit heavier in the saddle. Yep. Good. Good. And that's nice there with your leg. Super.
Good. Yep.
There you go. Good. So now think here that you kind of can lift more with leg and less worried about the front end. You can open a little outside rein to keep the circle bigger. Good. Good little counter bend. Lift inside leg. Lift inside leg. Yes. Good.
Girl, it's okay.
It's all right. Get her back.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now when you add the counter bend here, give her a little tap behind the leg. Keep the jump. Yes. Good. And then feel there that you can take the leg off just a little bit and then on. And off and on. And off. Good, good. There you go. Good, Julia. And then, yep. Now I want you to make the downward transition. So she has to go back to the canter one more time. And it's usually in this corner, right, that she wants to go and break. So now here, like a good tap. Ready? Go. Tap. Yep. There you go. Good. And then you plan the downward. Balance. Good. And then little counter bend. Push her off the outside leg a step. And then you're going to change directions back to the right. Keep the counter bend, push her over, over, over. Good. And then now let the right heel relax a little bit. Feel that it's your calf against your side. Good. And then a little baby step of leg yield over. So opening that left leg, sitting a little to the outside, and then right lead canter. Good. Okay, now here, keep your upper body tall. Look all the way around your circle. This direction. Now watch that left hand doesn't come too low. There you go. Good. Good. Super.
Yep. Yep.
There you go. Good. And then you're going to think about your downward.
Good girl.
Yep. That's okay. That's okay. Good. Yep. Get her back. And then one more right lead to trot transition.
Okay.
Good. Now think a little forward here. So stay tall. Open the angle in your elbow. Push her out. Push her out. Good. Okay. Now when you think about bringing your back to the TROT, you're going to sink a little bit, bend the elbow angle, and ask her to come back to the trot.
Girl.
Yes, good girl. Good. And then push her off the inside leg a step. And then see if she'll stretch down a little bit. That's better there in the trot. Good.
Yeah.
Good. And then push her off the inside leg again. Good. And then now you're going to let her come to the walk, still feeling like you keep a little bit of that longer frame. Nice deep breath into the walk and feel your lower back soften. Good. And then you're going to
Good
find your
girl.
walk poles and take her through your little walk poles.
Good job. Good girl. Good girl.
Good. Good. A little bit slower there. Good. You can give little squeezes from the calf over the poles.
Stay straight.
Good. And then you're going to make a little 10-meter change of direction, and you're going to come back to the walk poles.
Yeah, good girl.
Good. And then leg, 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 leg. Yep. Good.
Almost.
Good. Good. And then let her have a loose rein and think on that for a second.
Good job.
So I mostly just wanted to play and see if we could get a little bit more open canter where she's like covering ground in a little bit of that stretchy frame. And the right lead actually looked a little bit better. I don't want to say it looked better. That's not the right word. It just looked like she was able to cover a bit more ground. In the left lead, that's still going to be like her challenging lead because it's that right hind that takes all the weight on it, right?
Yeah.
So your biggest thing is like when you are riding a little bit on your own, play with like, okay, I'm not going to ask for like so much of a collected frame. I want to see if she can kind of reach out and cover a little bit more ground in that canter. And it also helps her loosen up her back behind you a little bit more. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good girl. Can you... Yeah, good. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Good girl.
Oh, hello, little tiny red horse.
It's like right in between needing sunglasses and not.
I love when that happens.
Good girl. Okay. No, we're not going that way. We're going this way.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll let her have like another little walk lap around, and then we're going to start to shorten her up for like the rest of what our working frame would be. Okay?
Sweet.
Okay. And like this is actually a fine speed for her walk. I know it feels a little bit sluggish, but I want you to just think like in this. So you can play a little with like your ring fingers by not asking her to speed up into the trot. But just see here if you can like really put your leg forward at the girth and like you're going to squeeze kind of left, right. Make her reach out with those front legs a little bit more. Okay. Left, right. There. Okay, you feel how her step gets bigger there? So now you're pushing the front legs out in front of her, and then the back legs have time. Like basically, she's getting her front legs out of the way longer, so she's not like stepping up on herself with the hind end, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yep.
Working walk and in your free walk, you want the walk to feel like she over-tracks in it, okay? So when she's stepping a little bit short and you're asking her to push up with the hind end, her front legs aren't getting out of the way fast enough for her to really be able to do that. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So
yep.
Instead of pushing the hind end so much, I want you to think about really putting your leg forward at the girth and kind of say like kick, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. There.
Okay.
Left leg, right leg, there, and like really keeping the leg forward, like almost at her elbow point, where it's your calf a little bit, and you say, okay, I want to push. There you go. Okay, so she starts to reach a little bit more. Does that make sense? And you're actually getting more walk, but without pushing the speed of it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where she is like. I think when she gets a little bit sluggish in it, or like if she's not quite thinking about the front legs, that's when she has a little bit of that like stumbly like moment where she kind of like almost
Right.
buckles a little bit, right? And so
Yeah.
just think like, yeah, now there, push left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. You want to feel that your hips in the walk go left, right, left, right. There you go. Yep, better. Good. Now, when you start to shorten her up into your working frame, you can shorten the rein, but keep thinking about the leg forward at the girth and still pushing those front legs out in front of her so that also she can elongate her neck and she doesn't feel like she's falling over her front legs.
Gotcha.
There you go. Good. And then if she gets a little bit tight here, now just think about having the conversation in the ring fingers. So counter bender just slightly for a couple steps, but keep pushing the front legs out. There you go. Good. And then straighten her. And a little true bend, little inside ring finger just says, hey, come here. Good. And then a little counter bend. Left leg, right leg, left. And this is where you can really think, okay, it's not coming from the spur, it's coming from the leg, right? Like you almost wrap your lower leg around her like you're giving her a hug. There, good. Good. And then you're going to put her to the trot so that the bugs stop eating her alive. Use a little bit of that wind resistance. Good, Julia. And then now same thing here in the trot. So right away, you're going to kind of close your leg at the girth and push the front legs out so that the hind legs have space to come underneath. Good. This is great in her frame. Think no lower than this in her pull. If anything, she comes up a little bit, but she still is pushing up and forward to the hand. There you go. Good. And then you're going to come down your rail and you're going to do shoulder for right. And I want you to think about keeping this, or shoulder for left, sorry. You're going to think about keeping this tempo in the trot. Good with your hands. So now think. Good. Little half halt here, left leg forward, opening the left knee. She comes down the rail. Good, good, good. And then just cut across where you have space. There you go. Good. And then you're going to dig your shoulder in left again on the next long side. Good. Little bit of bend here in the elbow. Now a little tap behind your leg. Keep coming. Good. Open inside leg. There you go. There. Good. Girl. Good. And then you're going to straighten her before the corner. Keep the left leg on. And now a little bit bigger trot. Push her front legs out. Good. You're going to go across in a short diagonal and ask for a little bit bigger trot. So you're going to take out of the corner a step of leg yield off the left leg. Watch that left hand's not crossing. Find your line. Good. Step her off the right or off the left leg. And then now bigger trot. Good. Open the elbow angle. Go, go, go. Good. Good. And then bend the elbow. Bring her back, but keep the push. Good. And then your shoulder in right. Down the next rail. Good. This is your trot. So think no slower than this as she comes into the shoulder in right. As you open your inside knee, you're going to give just a little tap behind your right leg. There you go. Yep. Keep her coming. Coming. Good.
There it is.
Good. And then straighten her. Super. Good. And one more long side, shoulder in right.
There.
Good. And then keep this tempo. Open right knee, right leg forward at the girth, looking over the tip of her left ear. Good. Not crossing those hands. Good job, Julia.
Yep. Good girl.
Super. And then straighten her. You're going to come back across the diagonal in your little lengthening, and you're going to take a step of leg yield right. Good. And then now forward. Go. Go. Good. You're going to change directions to the left.
Good girl. Good job.
Good. Little shoulder forward. Super. And then on your next long side, you're going to go haunches in left. So now you're going to think about closing your left knee and your left leg. Your right leg is going to drop back and ask her to move the haunches to the inside just a little bit. If she needs to straighten her neck a little bit in favor of the haunches coming in, that's fine. She doesn't need a ton of flexion in that left rein. Right leg drops back.
I appreciate you.
Little half vault. That's all right. Yep.
Good.
Super. And then over. Yeah, good girl. Good. Good. And then straighten her. So this one's going to be hard because now you're really pushing the right leg underneath of her, yeah? Which is the hardest thing in the canter, and that's where you lose the shoulder a little bit.
Right.
Good. So now right leg is going to drop back out of the corner. You're going to play with a little left rein flexion and ask her to come in with the haunches. There you go. Little weight over the left seat bone. Inside seat bone. Inside seat bone. Yep. There you go. Good. And you're going to do one more long side in that haunches.
Good girl. Good girl. Good.
Good. So now think here. Go sitting trot. You're going to keep a little weight over the inside seat bone. Haunches. And a big half ball. There. Bend the elbow. Bend the elbow. Bend the elbow. Yes.
Good girl. Good girl.
Good. And then you're going to turn up your center line. Take a couple steps straight and then change directions to the right. So now think about your center line. You bring the left shoulder around. Good. Super. And then now bending to the left. Close your right, or oh my God, to the right. Bend your right leg. Bend her around your right leg. Now see if you can get her pull to come up a little bit. So kind of lift the hand up and close both legs and say, yep, up with the pull. And then push the front legs out in front of her again. Good. There you go. Yep. And then you're going to come and you're going to do haunches in right.
Girl.
So now close right knee. Left leg drops back. Little weight over that right seat bone. Good. Yep. Keep her there. That's good. That's good. No more than that. Super. Yes. Good girl. And this direction you can feel it's easier because she comes out with that right leg, that right hind leg a little bit. Yeah?
Yeah. Good
So
girl.
they're all like every horse has that weaker side, right? Or the easier side. This is her easier side. So now see if you can keep a little flexion to the right. Okay, so now go sitting, bend the elbow a little bit, half halt left rein. Left leg drops back, push the haunches. Yes, good, good, little tap. Yep, come. There you go.
Good girl, Sophie.
Good. And then straighten her, go rising.
Good girl. Good job.
Good. And then you're going to kind of take your little trot lap down the long side and you're going to push for a little bit bigger trot. So you're going to take one step of leg yield away from the rail. And then go forward for your lengthening. So a little counter bend here, kind of push her off the outside leg. Good. And then now straighten the elbow a little bit and go.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Super. Good. Now bend the elbow. Come in with a little right leg. Keep the push. Good. And then you're going to do that again down the next long side into your right lead canter on a big right lead canter circle. So now out of the turn, little counter bend, push her off the outside leg, straighten her, and go. Yes, push the front legs. Super. Yeah, super. Good. And then now bend the elbow and right lead canter. Good. That's all right. Get your bend. Good. Okay, now think here. Hands even and make the circle as big as you possibly can. Like you're going to go all the way around the arena. Push her off the right leg a step here. Little leg yield into the outside rein. Yes. Okay, now you're going to ask her to sit a little more on the hind end with your outside rein and your inside leg. So get really ready to help her. Yep. So this is where you've got to be like hard.
Sophie.
Yeah?
Yep.
You got it. So do this. Instead of saying you're just going to bring her back before the corner, I want you to put her onto a smaller circle and really think here like you're going to lift off that inside leg. Keep looking, lift, tap, lift, tap. Good tap. Keep the tap. Yep. There you go. Okay, now in this smaller circle, bring her back to the TROT. Now right back to the canter. So like right now, I do want you to turn your toe out and kind of put your right spur into her. And hold it. There. Now soften. And then prepare for your downward. Easy. Yes. There
Good
you
girl.
go.
Good
Good.
job.
And then pat her and let her walk
Good
us.
job.
Good.
Good
And then now just
girl.
think about, even in the free walk, that those front legs, you kind of keep pushing them left, right, left, right. There you go. Good. And then kind of wiggle her down in the bridle and say, I want you to bring your pull down and your nose out. Yep. Your friends will
Good.
still be there when you're done. There you go.
Like, I am not so sure about that.
Right? So right now, that's why I'm telling you when to use your spur and when to take it off.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's
Because I
great.
don't want you to just start to say like, I want you to be like, okay, I asked first with the leg and you didn't answer. So now I am going to turn my toe out. I'm going to put my heel into you a little bit and then you take it away. Just like I told you on the ground, you get like 2 or 3 steps to put the leg on, get in there a little bit, and then leave it alone. Because you can't start to rely on that right heel or whatever, your heel coming up and kind of raking your side with the spur. Yeah?
Right. Yep.
Okay. Good. And then you're going to change directions to the left. So you're going to think a little turn on the haunches, bring the outside shoulder around, sit onto your right seat bone there. Little right bend. Good.
There.
Yeah. Okay. So there. Okay. So I don't mind that, but she really rocked back almost to where she was coming out of the turn on the haunches. Okay. And the turn on the haunches has to be forward thinking. So the back feet have to keep moving in rhythm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to turn her to the left and do a quarter turn on the haunches. So flex her left. You rock your weight back, but she keeps moving forward. The back feet stop moving there, right? You feel that? How she just stops and she sucks back against it? So if her front legs are turning on a meter circle, her back legs need to be turning on a 5-meter circle. Okay? Okay. So you're almost doing it like the Western Rainer spin, where they stop and everything is around it, right? So you're doing what they call in the, I believe it is the 3rd level test, where it's the working turn on the haunches. Okay. Okay. So you're going to cut across your arena, like you're heading back towards the opposite rail. Okay. Okay. Now, when you get between like your big quarter line and the rail, you're going to ask her to do a quarter turn on the haunches towards the camera side of the ring. Okay. So away from the horses. So you're keeping left flexion. Now, bring your right leg back and keep turning, keep coming. Yes. That's better there. Okay. So it's big, but now, so now walk straight. And you're literally going to do a half turn on the haunches back towards the rail you just came from and change directions. Okay. So think hands stay out in front. You try not to pull her back into it. She needs to keep marching. So you can balance, bend the elbow, keep the haunches coming, half halt right rein, Yes. Now walk straight. That's your working turn on the haunches. Okay. So now you're going to do one to the left. So you're going to, or to the right, sorry. So you're going to turn her towards me, bend the left elbow, push her off the left leg. Easy. Keep coming, keep turning. Yes. There. That's your working turn. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you have, so in those turns on the haunches, yes, you can do them from a standstill, but then she's almost wheeling around the hind end. And I want her hind legs to keep thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So do a couple more. Turn to the right. Good. Half halt left rein. So she keeps the weight back. There. There you go. Yeah. Feel how that
Yeah.
left front leg really crosses over, but the hind feet keep moving, right? So now you're going to do one to the left. So right leg drops back, bend that right elbow. Good, half halt. Push her over. Yep, better there. Good. And then do one more to the left towards me, and then you're going to kick to the left in your working walk.
Okay.
Right leg. Good. Bring her round. Yes, good. That's your working turn. Okay?
Gotcha.
Really good. And then you're going to turn to the left, and you're going to pick up your trot.
Okay. Hello.
So now when you ask for the trot, feel that it comes from the calf, not the spur. So when you need the spur inevitably in a second in the canter, you get the reaction that you need. Okay? Good. Now think about pushing her front legs out in front of her. Bigger. Good. Yeah. Now put your spur in a little bit and say, "Okay, I'm putting my leg on. If you're not going to answer, then this is how it's going to be for a second." There you go. Now soften and go back to the leg. So it's just that little bit, right? You can always ask first with the leg, and then if she's ignoring you, then right away you come in. You say, "No, I gave you a cue. You need to listen to that."
Gotcha.
Good. You're going to go down your long side. You're going to ask her to push the trot out a little bit. Go. Good. And then when you bring her back, you bend the elbow angle a little bit. Super. And then you're going to do that same thing down this next long side. Give yourself a little space, and then you're going to take a step of leg yield right, and then push her forward. Little step of leg yield towards the rail, and go. Good. There you go.
Good girl,
Good.
Sophie.
And then you're going to bring her onto your circle down here, and you're going to ask for left lead canter. So now think here, balance her a little bit, bend the elbow angle. Good. And then on the left lead circle, make a nice size one. Give yourself space where you can ask for a little leg yield.
Okay.
That's okay. Bring her back right away. Yeah, good. Now think make it big.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Push her off left leg. Take your left flexion. And left leg.
Much better.
Yes,
good.
Super. Okay, now think even hands, right? Not crossing over. Now put a little spur in here. Lift and over. Lift.
Yeah, good.
Over. There you go. Okay, now you're going to have to really think about it in this corner where she wants to die, right? So now put a little left spur in. Lift and over. Yes.
Good girl. Good girl.
And then now prepare for your downward. Bend, support leg, and sit.
Much better,
yes,
Sophie.
Super.
Good girl.
Good. And then
Good
now
girl.
Out. Push her over. Good. And left lead canter. Same feel. Ask first from the leg. Yep.
Good girl. Yes.
Okay, now think sit heavy. Make a nice big circle here. If you feel like she's getting sluggish, ask first with the leg. Then you're going to turn your toe out a step. There you go.
Good girl. Yeah.
Super. Okay, now think here. You're going to take a little outside rein feel, but you're going to keep that left leg. Good. And jump. Good, Julia. Yes.
Girl.
And then prepare for the downward. Balance. That's all right. Okay, so try it again. This is hard because it's that right hind, so just be patient with her.
Good girl.
So now, think about bringing her into a smaller circle. And in that smaller circle, you really got to lift inside seat bone. Lift left hand up a little bit towards your chest. Okay, get her back. This is hard, so we have to be a little patient with her because we're really working that right hind. Okay, now think lift inside hand up, close left leg. There you go. Yes.
Good
Good. And
girl.
then, yeah,
Good
spur.
girl. Yeah.
Good. And
Good
then let her
job,
walk
Mama.
for a sec.
Good
Good.
girl.
Yep.
Good girl.
So when you bring her into those smaller circles, you have to
Uh-huh.
ride harder with that left leg. Okay.
Right.
Like that's where you got to think about lifting the inside seat bone a little bit and really getting her to push up and over with it, because she's going to want to fall in. The circle gets small.
Yes.
She's going to want to fall to the inside. So
Yeah.
instead of the left hand wanting to cross and pull her over, okay,
Uh-huh.
I want you to think about lifting
Lift.
the left hand a little bit,
Okay.
hold it, and then bring it down without dropping her. That's the caveat,
Right.
okay? So that's the
Okay.
hardest part of this, is that when you bring it down, you still want to keep that connection to your hand a little bit, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Good, really good.
Good girl.
Good. So I think let's just do a little bit more canter before she has her break, and we're going to kind of work on those downward transitions again, okay? So go
Sweet.
back to the right. Now this time, when you shorten up the rein in your walk, you're going to do a quarter turn, like in a square, turn on the haunches, okay? So hind legs are going to be moving, and then as you straighten her out of it, you're going to ask her to step to the trot. So you're loading the hind end quite a bit.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Good girl.
Good,
Much better.
good girl. Yes, yes. Okay, now think hands out in front, haunches come or shoulders come around. Yes, good, and then the trot. Ready, go. Yes, good girl.
Good girl, Sophie. Good girl.
Super. Okay, now think about your bend to the right, that she's not pushing her nose to the outside, and you can ask for a step of leg yield off of the inside leg here. Yes. Good. Now, just like you did before, I want you to think legs are forward, no spur, and you're going to ask for a bigger trot here. So you're pushing the front legs out in front of her. The elbow angle is going to open a little bit, and then you're going to ask for that bigger trot. Good. And you're going to kind of keep her on this end. So stay in front of your walk poles. Ready, go. Front legs, go. 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 Yes.
There.
There. Good, Julia.
Good there, yeah.
Super. And then now just a little rebalancing. Bend the elbow, keep the right leg, and then now push her out in front of you again. Ready? Go. 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 Yes. Good. And then bend the elbow angle. Keep her coming through. And then you're going to push out a few steps and ask for your right lead canter. Good. Yes. Good. Now think here. Bend the elbows a little teeny bit. You're going to make a bigger circle, like kind of on this side of your walk poles. And now I want you to think about lifting right hand and pushing her up and over, up and over, up and over. Good. And then you're going to find your smaller circle somewhere. Look over your right shoulder. Really lift here. Give her space to come underneath. Good. And then you're going to plan for your downward. Easy, easy, easy. Yes, good. And then half hold right away. Super. Good. And then you're going to go across a little short diagonal and change directions, pushing the trot out. Good. Good. Now bend the elbow, bring it back. Good.
Sorry, were we supposed to change direction or should we still be going right?
No. You got it. You're right. You're good. Good. And then now you're going to think you're going to kind of stay on this half again on the side of your walk poles. And now you're going to push the trot out a few steps. Open the elbow angle. Ready, go, go, go. Good. And then now bend the elbow angle and support with leg. No spur, leg. Good. And then push her out again. Good. And then bring her back.
Good girl. Yes.
Trot out. And then left lead canter. Yes.
Good mare.
Super.
Good mare.
Now make your big circle here. Watch that left hand's not crossing. Think that it comes up, if anything. Good. Smaller circle. Look over the left shoulder. Now really lift and a little spur. Lift and a little spur. Yes. Yes.
Good.
Good. And then your downward transition. Not here, not here, not here.
Yep.
Good.
Oh, you
Good.
cheater.
Yeah, right back to it.
Good, yeah.
Good. Now keep her on the smaller circle. Look hard left. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Put spur. And then soften. Yes. Good, Julia.
Good girl.
Good. Yes.
Good
super.
girl.
Good. And then now ask her for a little bit of that stretchy trot. Think about pushing front legs out and a little conversation in each rein. Little right, little left, and then push her out. Little right, little left, push her out. Yes. Good. Little right, little left, push her out. Little change of direction. Good. Push her off right leg. Now take that little feel right and left again. And just keep thinking that from the calf, you keep pushing those front legs out in front of her. There you go. Good. That's a good try. Super. Good. And then a little wiggle in the rein. Yes. There's your stretchy. Feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah, super.
Sophie.
Good. And then come back to the left one more time. Little push off of the left leg as you change directions. And then wiggle, conversation. Yes. Good. And then a little outside rein. And a little inside. And then push her out in front. Good. There you go.
Good girl.
Good girl. Super.
Good girl, Sophie.
Yes.
Good job.
And then you're going to shorten her back up. Now keep thinking about pushing the front legs out here.
Uh-huh.
Good. You're going to go down your long side. Good. And then you're going to turn up a little fake center line. And make your halt transition. Good. So now a little bend in the elbow here. Start to sit her back a little bit. Support. Good. And then fingers, fingers, fingers. Good. And your halt. Yeah, super.
Good girl, Sophie.
Give her a big pat. Big pat.
Good job, Mama.
Really good.
Good job.
So that's the bit of the canter work that we're going to start going towards. Okay.
Sweet. Yeah.
And we're just going to break it into just that little bit. We're not going to ask her to hold that small of a circle for long right now, but that's going to help her have to really sit. And that is where you're going to have to be like, okay, your leg isn't quite strong enough to keep her up. And so you kind of have to like surprise her a little bit and be like, hold yourself, hold yourself.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm going to let go. Hold yourself, hold yourself. Now I can't hold your hand. Hold yourself. Right.
Yeah.
And you start to build it up where then when you bring her into those smaller circles, the whole canter shifts back onto her hind end a little bit more. And then she's actually like taking the weight behind. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super. Really, really good.
Job, Mama.
And I think for right now, like while we're kind of slowing the walk down, though that distance in the trot pole is fine. You could also space it where you have a couple set at the shorter distance, and then you space and then put another few at like the true 3.5 foot walk distance, and see if she can like make that adjustment. But give yourself enough steps between that you're not like chasing her off the walk to get the distance, like to change the distance, right?
Gotcha.
But it would be good to sit and not lose everything in the hind end that you just did, right?
Right.
Yeah, good.
Good girl.
Yeah,
there
super.
You go.
Really good. Good. That was great. I think we let her finish with that.
Yeah,
that was
really nice.
a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah. She did so good.
She did super. And then the stretch at the end, the stretch to the left was like really, really good. Right.
Yeah.
And so like similar to the canter, they're going to have a stronger direction. Like for me, anytime they asked me to stretch to the left with Larry, I'm like, oof, this is going to be terrible because he like, that's the direction he wants to fall in. Right. So I'm like fighting him falling to the inside, and then to the right, he's just better balanced. So anytime I see I have this stretchy circle to the right, I'm like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
But, we're gonna definitely start like she's ready, she's fit enough that she can start to do those smaller canter circles. It just
Hmm.
now becomes like, okay, you're gonna put your spur in, you're gonna take your spur off. You're not gonna hold her there the
Yeah.
whole time with your spur, right? And that's
Right.
just being like really diligent about having someone on the ground to say, put it in, get out, right? And
Yes,
then
for sure.
eventually, like as she starts to listen to that better, you're it's going to be less of a thought because she's listening more to like what's happening, right? Like she knows in the
Yeah.
smaller circles she's going to have to hold and balance herself a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super good ride, you guys. Lovely.
Thank you.
Good
Good job.
job.
Good job.
So, okay, so we'll do next Monday for sure.
Yes.
And then we'll skip Tuesday and then we'll go back to, oh, did you figure out your volleyball?
Not yet. They're not going to find
Okay.
out until Monday. They're going to have
Okay.
that discussion. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So just keep me posted then. Let me know
Yeah.
what that looks like. And then it might take me a week to move some things around for
Yeah.
Friday.
Totally.
But at the very least, like we'll for sure have Monday or Tuesday until we kind of get it sorted.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Yes. I
Great.
talked to Paige before we came out. She
Yes.
said that um so she got your little bio, and so she's gonna write up like the advertisement and then send it to me, and
Oh, cool.
I'll put it out to all the dressage people, and like English groups and stuff. And we talked about maybe doing um, like a week, and then she'll advertise to her people, and
Okay.
maybe like
Great.
we even do a thing of like if we're getting a lot of interest
Mm-hmm.
from English dressage folks saying like maybe doing half and half, like okay, there are like 10, 12, 15, however many spots
Mm-hmm.
for when I advertise, and then if those fill up, we'll kind of draw that line, and then the rest can
Yeah.
go out. Maybe there's a waiting list if her folks don't fill up. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're
That's
moving. I'm
awesome.
very excited.
Yay. Yeah, I am too. It sounds like, I mean, I told her and I told you like minimum 10 rides a day, but we can
Yeah,
do more than that. I mean, obviously, like
perfect.
time wise, like probably
Hmm.
20 is not an option, but like
Yeah.
if we're doing like some semi privates, like if her people want to
Hmm.
do semis, that's great. Then you can fold more riders into that. And like
For
we can
sure.
start a little earlier and go a little bit later. But I think once we get it, did you see my bio?
I haven't. No, she hasn't sent it to me
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
I'm
Well, you can
excited to
tell me
read
what
it.
you think. Oh boy. Oh boy. I was like, hey, yeah, yeah, that was never my
Yeah.
strong suit in school, was like writing things about myself. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so, and then, yeah, like I just put a few pictures in there. Like there's one of each phase, just
Perfect.
obviously like I'm an event writer, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that's great. So you guys are kind of in, I haven't read it yet, but I think she did email me back and kind of give me a gist of what her plan was. So I
Hmm.
assume I will hear from her once she kind of gets a little advertisement drawn up, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. And she also
Sweet.
said now there is like a slight chance of them going to that Vegas show that weekend, but like as
Okay.
long as, and I told her like I'm gonna be around all day, so she's good. She doesn't have to be here as long as I'm hanging out to like try and help answer questions and stuff. So we are like
Perfect.
locked in for that weekend. We're ready to roll.
Awesome. Okay, that sounds great. Well, then between you and I, we already have the tickets, and then I'll tell
Yeah.
her once we get it that I booked that. Yay! Okay, I'll book
Yeah.
tickets. Um,
Yeah.
so okay, that sounds great. Let me know if you hear something, and then I assume at some point, like either you or her will check in and let me know where we're at with
Yeah.
things.
Totally.
Okay, sounds good, girl. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see y'all on Monday.
Thank you. Sounds good. Good luck this
Okay.
week.
Oh, wait. Wait, what is this
Is
week?
that this week
Oh
or
no.
next week?
Oh no,
Next
next
week,
week. I
because
was
we're
like,
not doing
God, please
Tuesday.
don't tell
She's
me
like,
next
oh my
week.
God.
Please don't. Um, oh my
She's
God.
like, wait,
No,
what
I
did I
do
forget
have
about?
I have Paul coming though on Thursday. So I do have like a couple things, but
Oh,
I was like, wait, what? What days
nice.
are we? Please don't tell me
Like,
it's this week.
what the
I'm
fuck?
just gonna
Yeah.
lose my mind. Yeah. Um, but yes, so thank you. I will yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday.
Sounds good. See you
All
then.
right, girl. See ya. Bye.
Bye. Good job. Come on. Good girl, Sophie Mare. You worked so hard. And you're not even sweating that much. It did stay cool though, so that's good. Yeah, there. There she goes. Ooh, I gotta reach.